Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel and welcome to the first video from the new Drive Life HQ. We've been in a couple of weeks now and the BMW has found itself a nice cozy home. And in today's video we're going to be talking about how you can make your BMW last 300,000 miles. Yep, BMWs can do it, and we're going to show you or discuss how. So when it comes down to preserving a car in terms of mileage, etc., I really break it down to several key components. You've got the engine, which is obviously a vital component of the car. We've got bodywork, because in the UK here, when the car body rusts, they become condemned, and that's the reason a lot of these older BMWs at least don't make it to higher mileages, because they've been neglected and the body rots, etc. We've then got the transmission, which again is another key component of the vehicle, and then driveline stuff like drive shafts, diffs, etc. So I'm going to break them down one at a time, go through what you need to do to preserve them, and once you get all those things sorted, the car will pretty much go forever. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. So this is my 2003 BMW 525D. It's got the M57 engine in it, the straight six diesel, and these are fairly bulletproof engines, especially these early ones, but this applies for BMW petrol engines as well, 4 cylinders, even up to 8 cylinders and 12 cylinders. All of this information will apply. Now later BMWs than this had issues with timing chains, and to a certain extent these also have these issues, especially once you start getting over 150,000 miles. We're starting to see quite a few timing chain issues within the M57 as well as the N57. So those are important things to take account of. Now, the reason that timing chains fail is to do with the forces that they're put under, and the way that we can dictate or manage the forces that they're put under is by oil changes. Now BMW used long life oil in these. The service interval was something ridiculous like 17,000 miles on some of these engines. This one's obviously much lower, being an older car. I think it's still about 12, 13, 14,000 miles. Scratch that totally. You need to be changing your oil at least once a year and maximum every 7,000 miles. I try and get every 5,000 miles. That way you've constantly got the best lubricity you can have within your BMW engine. And again, what that means is that the timing chains are under far less tension when the engine is fully lubricated. It's just a really, really important thing. Another thing you can do to prevent damage to timing chains is to let the car warm up properly. Now, metal, when it's cold, is much more likely to wear, or it wears much more quickly. Once the car is up to temperature, the engine, well, again it goes in hand with the oil, everything's warmer, the engine is much looser, which means those timing chains aren't having to pull as hard on the shafts and the crankshafts and all that sort of thing. They are much easier. So when the car's cold, you need to be taking it easy. You need to be going sort of 50% throttle max until you're up to the middle, really. And these cars do warm up quickly. I mean, I pull out onto the main road near us and I probably go 20% throttle up to speed, 50 miles an hour, let it run like that for 10-15 minutes, and then we're ready to go and have some fun if we want to. But there's something really important that a lot of people don't take the time to do, is allow that engine to warm up and breathe. Another final thing you can do on these is preventative maintenance. Now, these M57 engines have a number of issues that can take them out early, one of which is the turbo oil feed. They can clog up, cause premature turbo failure, and a turbo failure can then take out the rest of the engine, which isn't great. Another one is the vortex breather. That controls the oil that goes to the turbo as well. So you want to be making sure that you've got the correct one. Upgrade it spend a bit of money on it, and it will treat you well. So those are sort of the main things you can do to keep these engines running well. Also, ensure the thermostat is regularly changed. Unfortunately, there are a weak spot on these engines. If you notice your car isn't getting up to temperature, or is taking a long time to get up to temperature, change your thermostat. It's just at the front of the engine here. Probably an hour and a half, 2 hour job if you do it yourself. And that will make a world of difference. It means the car gets up to temperature, and again means those timing chains aren't under as much tension. So yeah, those are sort of my key tips, as it were, specific to BMWs as to how you can increase the longevity of your engine. Moving on to transmission then. Transmission again is all about maintenance. A lot of these gearboxes claim that they're sealed for life. They're not. BMW state the lifetime of the car to be around 120,000 miles nowadays, so that's obviously not going to make it to 300,000 if you don't maintain it. So you want to be changing your transmission fluid on automatic transmissions every 50,000 miles maximum. Same with manual transmissions, to be honest. I've already got clutches to worry about with that as well. Keeping the fluid clean prevents the build-up of any sort of contaminant within the transmission, clears out all the dirt, and just means that the gearbox runs. It stops the valves getting sticky, stops everything getting blocked up, and it's really, really important. In terms of bodywork, another thing that actually going back to the transmission again, when the transmission is cold, treat it carefully. Don't be ragging it straight away. Transmissions are like engines. They need to be warmed up slowly, and they'll last longer. When a transmission is cold, it's much more likely to wear, and that's when you get components failing. So just bear that in mind as well. Moving on to body then, these are E39s, E46s, anything older than mid 2000s, very, very prone to rust. Newer cars are as well, so just bear that in mind. But mainly wheel arches, sills, etc. Just keep them clean. Keep your car clean. When it's salty outside, you're only washing it once a week, just to keep the salt levels down and prevent the rot being able to take hold, really. Another thing to do is keep the wheel arches clean. Wheel arches are famous for capturing dirt and keeping it in there. So you'll see that these under here are quite clean, and that's intentional, because if we allow dirt to get trapped in here and hold moisture against there, these will eventually rust. And this car's in fairly good nick bodywork wise. Sills and jacket points, etc. are all good. So and also, if you've got underbody treatment, apply that regularly as well, once a year. That'll just give it another protective layer. To be honest, if you stay on top of it, they will last. So they may need a few bits replacing here and there, but they are pretty good from that point of view, providing they're looked after. And then finally, driveline and differential components. Again, basically the harder you drive the car, the more quickly these things are going to wear. And that is absolutely magnified when you drive it hard when it's cold. So rear diff, much like transmission and gearbox, just let it warm up. Don't be going flat out straight out the garage here. You know, it's going to cause you issues. It's going to really put a lot of stress on all of the components here. Believe it or not, diffs have temperatures. They get up to temperature as they run. It's to do with the friction. They've got fluid in them. As they're spinning, they will build up a temperature and have an operating temperature. These cars don't have any way of you telling what the optimum diff temperature is, but there's a reason that they have coolers on in some vehicles, or cooling fins. So, you know, they are a major component of these cars. If you blow a diff, then pretty much buggered. Same with drive shafts, etc. The more pressure you put those under, especially when they're cold, the more likely you are to get premature wear. But you know, it's basically about just treating the car well, maintaining it, not skipping that oil change, even just because you do motorway miles. If you do motorway miles, that's fantastic, but do the oil changes anyway. you know, you're always going to be better off doing an oil change than not. For what you might save, trying to eke those oil changes out to 10-15,000 miles, it's going to cost you in the long run with carbon build-ups, etc. within the engine. Another one on these cars is EGR valves as well. Just clean those out, take it apart, clean it out, and it's another job that will save you in the long run. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, let me know what mileage your BMW is, and yeah, we'll see you next video. Cheers.